I'm outside Valley Parade. I'm joined with Ethan Chislett. Ethan, it wasn't our day, and to be honest, it hasn't been our day for quite a while. Just sum up how everyone's feeling at the moment.
Yeah, obviously frustration. I think that second half performance, I don't think it justified that result necessarily, but we've got to be better in those little moments. Those key moments just aren't going for us at the minute. I mean, the boys in the first half, not saying we performed that well in the first half, but the boys scored a goal from about 40 yards on the half volley. So just little things like that aren't going for us at the minute. So we just got to stick together and just make sure that we grind through this, because it will get better, but we just need to keep performing and digging in.
And today they played, a very tight defensive line, and it worked. And so, how did you and all the other attacking players find that today?
Yeah, obviously we look at them and Gaffer's very quick to change the team accordingly. Obviously they leave quite a bit of space in behind, so Anton today I thought was superb, especially in the second half, got his goal obviously. So we tried to exploit that. Obviously got the goal, but ultimately it doesn't mean anything because we haven't got the result, so just disappointed really.
How do we turn this around now though?
I think there's only one way, and it's just to dig in. I think be a bit more horrible in those key moments. We've got the players to do it. And yeah, like I said, we've been brilliant defensively all season really. It's just trying to score more goals. But listen, I think that will come with building relationships and stuff like that. But like I said, it needs to happen now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ethan, thank you for your time. Thank you. Okay, I'm outside Valley Parade. I'm joined with Mitch Clark. First of all, Mitch, I just want to say it's great to see you back on the pitch. How have you found sort of your treatment stages and to finally get your reward now back on the pitch?
Yeah, it's been a tough few months. Tough couple of years to be honest. I had two major injuries. This one I thought could have been it for me. Thankfully, obviously, I worked hard to get back on the pitch. Obviously, I've got a good 25 minutes today. I'm hoping to kick on from there and hopefully show people that I can stay fit.
How strong have you had to be mentally to be able to cope with so many injuries? Because it can be really tough as a footballer.
Yeah, I think for me, it's been really tough. Looking at lads out of there where they've been injured for a long time, you don't realise what they're going through till you experience it yourself. I think mentally for me, if it weren't for my family, friends, and obviously Vale fans, the club, I think I could have crumbled.
And today, of course, we haven't been at our best for a number of weeks now. And as a unit and as a team, where do we sort of see a problem, and how do we identify and solve that problem?
I think what we got to look at as well is we're obviously still up there at the minute, considering we're in a bad spell, which is a positive. But at the same time, we've got to find a solution where we're getting back to where we were at the start of the season, beating teams comfortably. And let's be honest, I know fans be disappointed at the minute, but you obviously seen signs at the start of the season with the lads we've got. I think it's just getting our confidence back and getting back up there.
Do you feel good and ready to go now, ready to start if Darren needs you?
Yeah, 100%. The gaffer knows where I am with the situation. I've been dying to get some minutes, and obviously I got some today. So, like I said earlier to you, I'm hoping to kick on and hopefully help the team.
It was great to see you back, Mitch. Thank you so much for your time. And you. Outside Valley Parade, I'm joined with Debrah, and just before we start, a massive thank you to Jesse. Waited whilst I was interviewing Mitch Clark, so a massive thank you to you and credit to the club and everything that we're about at Vale. But just to talk about the game, obviously, like I've said, we haven't been at our best. Hey, Nate. We haven't been at our best for a number of weeks now. But how do we identify the problem and how do we solve it?
That's up to the gaffer and us to do our reviews of the game. It's not from a lack of trying, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. We're obviously frustrated, like probably the fans are, that we haven't won for a while now, and we just have to find the solutions. Like there's no other alternative.
Do you know what the problem? I say the problem. Do you know what we're struggling with at the moment?
It's hard to say. It's hard to nail down with just one thing. But in the early parts of the season, we'll fly and creating a lot of chances, scoring a lot of goals, being very solid. I think recently we have been solid. Today, not so much. We need to get back to obviously keeping clean sheets. I know we've had 2 on the bounce before today, but we need to go back to probably playing better and creating more chances and scoring goals.
We come up against a very well structured, defensively solid Bradford side today, who probably the way they played, it doesn't reflect their position in the league. How tough did we find it as a group today? Obviously, not low level of confidence with the results that we've been having recently.
Yeah, it's not easy. They're good at what they do. They play the percentage game, spin balls in behind, make it really ugly, get crosses in the box, attack the ball, squeeze up the pitch really well, high intensity front foot game, which is not easy to come back with. But to answer your question, not so easy.
And how did you find it today, coming up against probably one of the best strikers in the league in Andy Cook? Well, not just you, but as a unit as well, as a defensive unit.
Yeah, he's a good player. I feel like he obviously did get the better of us because they win 2-1, he scored 2 goals. We have to do better on the first goal as a defensive unit, not let the ball into his feet, but it's a great finish. Second goal, I need to do better. I need to get tighter to him probably, so that's my bad. But to answer your question, he is a good player. It's a tough one to take because obviously we got the equaliser, obviously long throw, second phase, which was good. And it felt like only one team was going to win it. So then the momentum swung again in their favour. And sometimes, it's not your day.
It was just one of them days, wasn't it? Jesse, top man, mate, thank you for your time. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm outside Valley Parade. I'm joined Ben Heneghan. Ben, just talk through the game in your perspective. A frustrating.
Yeah, frustrating. 2 set plays. Difficult to get our head around, really. I thought we'd done okay in patches, but end of the day we've been beat, so it's a frustrating one, and we seriously need to turn this horrific form around.
And I know it probably doesn't mean much to you now, but you had a solid game. You're probably my man of the match, and it's a game you like. Up against a big striker in Andy Cook. So just talk through how you feel you played.
Yeah, aside of that, like it's a team game, mate. So when you lose, it's frustrating, and obviously the big man scored fucking 2. So apologies for the language, but so yeah, I'm just fed up really with that. Like I say, I thought we had a couple of chances. Potentially should have done better, but overall I don't think we created that spark to finish the game.
How can we turn this around though? Because you sound just as frustrated as 99% of the Vale fans are. So how can we turn it around? Because if you look at the league, it's not bad, but the performances as of recent haven't been up to par.
No one there up to par. I can understand why the supporters are frustrated, but I will say stick with us. We will turn it around. We've got a good enough squad, a good enough group. We'll get there, and like I say, stick with us, and we'll make sure we're fighting up that top table.
And on to Grimsby. How do we prepare for that game, and hopefully to try and turn the form around?
Yeah, we'll go through all the details of stuff, check all the formations, statistics, everything like that, and then we'll get a game plan and we'll take it to them.
Ben, top man, mate. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I'm outside Valley Parade. I'm joined with Darren Moore. Darren, of course, just summarise what happened there and what went wrong.
All right, so the first we got the stuffing knocked out of us in the first couple of minutes. An outstanding strike by the boy Cook, who I thought had real good centre forward play today, and that knocked the stuffing out of us in the game plan really in terms of how we wanted to go about the game. But what we did was we reset ourselves, we stayed in the game. And then after regaining our composure back in the game, we managed to get to half time. And then after half time, then we come out, we started the second half more on the front foot. Got a great goal, scored a great goal to get back in the game. Antoine, which I thought done well today and justified his selection today. And then we conceded the second goal from a set play, which was bitterly disappointing because it's an area of the pitch that I've recruited in. It's an area of the pitch where the size and physicality we've got there, you expect to deal with it. And for the lad to get a free header in the middle of the goal, I'm frustrated because it's a lack of concentration. So it's something that we have to mend. It's something that we have to fix if we are to want to go forward and progress. And that gave Bradford something to hang on to second half. and then they hung on to it and come out with the 3 points. One Sangi got the sending off. That was a disappointing thing, which it's debatable with the sending off. It wasn't from the referee, it was from the fourth official. And we ended up losing the game today for those sequence of events.
And you know, you mentioned we got the stuffing knocked out of us, so to quote what you said. Do you feel like that's a common trend of how we've been playing recently? Low confidence maybe in the squad?
No, the confidence isn't low in the squad. What happened was in the half, that goal what you've witnessed today, that won't look out of place in the Premier League. It's an outstanding strike. I've gotten such was the individual brilliance. You got no complaints with it because it is a wonderful strike. And I'll say now, with over half of the season to go, he will not score a better goal than that. It's just one of them things, and that's what I mean where it knocked the stuffing out of us. So after that, it was important for us to regain our composure, and we got back into the game. Started the second half much brighter, more impetus in the second half, and we scored the goal. And as I said, the disappointing thing, what I'm standing here most is the disappointment of the second goal that won them the game.
And you know, Walsall now 9 points clear with a game in hand. How does this run affect the title race? I know it's early days, and how can we change it to narrow that gap?
Yeah, you've said it. It's still early. We're still here now, having still not played half the season. So as you can see, you've seen so much happen in the first half of the season, and we've still got all the second half of the season to go. So we have to just next focus. I think the next thing for me is, and the team is, let's not focus too far ahead. Let's just look to the next game, which is Grimsby. And I think that's the most important thing, is take the initiative, what we did second half in terms of taking the game to Bradford, and take that on board for Grimsby. But also at the same time is we must cut out those basic elementary mistakes in terms of what led to the second goal, and make sure that we're not repeating that against the game against Grimsby.
And in January, of course, I don't want you to say necessarily what you're thinking and whatnot, but how are we approaching the transfer window? Are we looking to bring players in and offload players? Are we looking to keep the squad how it is? How are we looking?
The most important thing for me is we need our midfield department back, and the midfield department is coming back. And I really feel that once we get those midfield players back, I think you'll see a more balanced, cohesion team. At the moment, as you can see over the weeks, that department's been decimated in injuries and illness, and that's what we suffered from today. And if we can get those bodies back in, they'll bring a much more settled, balanced look to the team and a more group cohesion. So it's not so much me looking at bringing players in, it's about me looking to getting players back off the treatment table and back into the squad.
And can you just give a quick update on George and Ben? Obviously George was back fit and now looks to be injured again, so what's his scenario looking like, and then how far is Ben away now?
Yeah, George suffered a little relapse in training. Ben Garrity missed today, he was coming back and he suffered an illness as well. So he was missing, so those two are missing. Kyle John is on his way back. So all these players are on the surface, but it looks like that because the games are coming thick and fast, it looks like that they're missing a lot of games, but it's only because of the Christmas and New Year programme what suggests that. But hopefully over the next coming weeks and that, we'll have some more positivity in terms of players' availability with the supporters.
Darren, top man, mate. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, I'm outside Valley Parade. I'm joined with Graham Alexander. Graham, just talk us through that game on your perspective. A good day at the office for you guys and a big 3 points.
Yeah, big 3 points against a very good team, and a team that's gone strong this season, second in the league. So for us and our perspective, it's a brilliant 3 points. Certainly following on from the Notts County game. So it was a game I felt would have been tight margins, and so it proved. And we just had the quality to come out on top in the end.
And obviously the talking point from that game, and a Bradford perspective, is that strike from Andy Cook inside the first minute. I mean, you said off camera that you're the one who taught him to do that.
Yeah, I was joking.
I mean, he's a brilliant striker at this level, and how important is he to your team and to your plans?
Yeah, look, his goals are well known throughout the league. I think that was his 100th league goal. The second one was his 100th Football League goal. So, every credit to Cookie. I've only just watched it back there in the office because at the time it was a bit of a blur. But just seeing him shoot from there, it's a ridiculous goal, really. You know, I don't think, and speaking to Darren, it's difficult for any manager to look at his own team and pick bones out of something like that. It's a genius goal. So yeah, it was worthy of winning any game at any level, and it is certainly something that I haven't taught him.
And how, you know, when Vale equalise 55th minute, something like that, through Anton Hackford, how do you sort of adapt? And then obviously you got your goal to put yourselves back in the lead pretty early, but how do you adapt and sort of change your game plan or tweak it slightly, or do you?
No, we didn't change it. I thought it was we expected a sort of a bit of a momentum shift potentially, you know, and they put us under pressure at the start of the second half, and I've just watched that goal actually, and it's difficult for me to sort of have a go at any of my defenders. It was a brilliant strike from the lad in the top corner, and it was a game which I found a lot this season, where it could go either way, but you know, we stayed on the front foot. We wanted to press Port Vale. We know they have attacking threats as well, but the header from Cookie for the winning goal was a brilliant one for us from a set piece. But it was a really tight game, I felt, all the way through, and we did a lot of the details better than we did last week, and come out on top of a tight game. I think Port Vale have a lot of attributes. Darren's done a great job there to, you know, after the disappointment of being relegated, to be right up there at the top at this stage. So for us, it's a big win.
And coming off at the back of a disappointing result against Notts County to then, you know, beating a good Vale side, how happy are you with the response from your lads?
Yeah, we had like a 5-minute spell against Notts County where we conceded 3 goals. It was crazy, and the rest of the performance wasn't too bad. So we wanted to be on the front foot today, and we sort of reminded the players about what a strong team we are at Valley Parade, and get the supporters with us, which they were amazing. But I thought, you know, Port Vale bringing their numbers as well helps that atmosphere inside Valley Parade. It's great when we see it, you know, as full as it was today from both ends, because I think it creates a better atmosphere for both teams to play in. So yeah, after the disappointment of the last result, because we'd done all right in the previous 3 games before that, it was a bit of a blow last week, but back on track today. But we've got a really tough game again in 3 days' time against Chesterfield. So it's a division, I think, where most teams can beat each other on the day. You've just got to try and stay consistent.
Great, and top man, mate. Thank you so much for your time.
At all.
Thank you.
Pleasure to speak to you.